crowd coming unhinged for the good times and the good vibes. The new AIW Tag Team Champions.
For the fourth time, building that record combined reign. They are up to 1,044 days combined as AIW Tag Team Champions. No one else comes close to the length of time that Philly and Marino have held those AIW Tag Team titles. What a first defense in their fourth reign.
I'll tell you what, you say it's their fourth reign. It's the fourth time I've watched this Ward Me tonight. That's a little too loud in this building. Loving it. I imagine it's going to be the fifth time here once this next music hits.
Couple of guys who are, if you are a longtime AIW fan, you are familiar with them, although this is the first time, despite many attempts in the past.
Many attempts.
That they are here as a tag team. Chris Sabin, last seen in AIW in a six-way scramble, fitting enough, at Make 'Em Say back in April of 2015. Alex Shelley was last seen at Thunder in Indianapolis October of 2020 in a three-way with Trey Lamar and Lee Moriarty.
Who can forget the classic Alex Shelley, Lee Moriarty?
Indeed, during that time of Alex Shelley's run here in AIW back in 2019, he founded what he referred to as the Alex Shelley Art Collective of competitors that he took under his wing. Trey Lamar, Lee Moriarty, among them, of course, Lee Moriarty recently winning the Ring of Honor Pure title. And the third one in that was Nathan Frazier, current NXT Tag Team Champion. So it was no small feat to be someone that Alex Shelley pegged. But what most people don't realize is while those three were very publicly lauded, PME was also on that list as someone that Alex Shelley saw quite a bit of potential in. And now 5 years later, we are finally seeing the matchup with the AIW Tag Team titles on the line. What I think makes this very unique about that is many of these competitors, I don't think Kenta has spent a lot of time studying tape on Isaiah Broner. I don't know that Anthony Green spent a lot of time watching Wes Barkley matches. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are extremely familiar with PME, even though they have never set foot in the ring together.
They're one of the best tag teams in the world for a reason, Wadsworth. They keep an eye on everybody. We mentioned it. This is the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns in AIW. Something that John Thorne and Chandler Biggins wanted here in AIW since forever.
Indeed, so many times schedules just didn't line up. And a unique, also, the significance of this matchup is not lost on PME. As of course, they are willing to challenge anyone and they love the opportunity to challenge themselves against the best in the world. But Marino Tenaglia actually pointed out earlier this week that he has very vivid memories of being 10 years old, watching TNA and watching the Motor City Machine Guns. It was the Motor City Machine Guns that led to Marino Tenaglia falling in love with tag team wrestling. It would eventually lead to him becoming one of the preeminent tag team wrestlers alongside Philly Collins in independent wrestling today.
I was going to say, Marino super smooth on the reverse there, but Chris Sabin matching the smoothness.
And there is no doubt at the ability to do that. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley individually
Bill Alfonso
are among the best in the world, and then you bring them together, definitely one of the best tag teams, not just in professional wrestling today, but I would argue in professional wrestling history.
I would not disagree with you. Definitely in my top 5 all time.
Marino looked for the arm drag. Sabin had it countered, but not after the roll through. Marino up, drop kick on point.
As you mentioned, the Motor City Machine Guns kept an eye on PME, but right now PME taking it to the Machine Guns. Shelley made a blind tag, though.
And Chris Sabin sliding out on the other side, sweeps the feet out of Philly Collins, sends him into the ring apron so they can isolate Marino Tenaglia. And then when Philly comes in, ducks the double back elbow attempt, but does not duck that work. And Alex Shelley getting in the ear of Fonzie. Of course, that is always an element that you cannot discount. Bill Alfonso, manager of champions, once again has champions under his tutelage and has no concerns or qualms about getting involved if need be.
No, Bill Alfonso always there. There it is with the whistle, getting in your head even when he's not physically getting involved, letting you know he's there, making you second guess what you're doing.
This matchup brought to you by the AIW Patreon. If you were an AIW Patreon member, you had a chance at an exclusive meet and greet with the Motor City Machine Guns before the show tonight. And now PME showing just why I refer to them as one of the preeminent tag teams in independent wrestling right now, showing off that teamwork. Jake Clements keeping track of it, calls Sabin out to the floor as we got Marino and Alex Shelley.
Bill Alfonso has to stay out of the ring. Jake Clements was not having it. PME would love a win here. Do not want to lose, despite the fact that they keep the titles. Do not want to lose by disqualification.
Oh, no, they are out to prove something, as I said. Motor City Machine Guns, considered by many, ourselves included, one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling history, and it is rare that you find yourselves in there with a tag team of that pedigree in their prime when you're in the position of PME. And I would say that they are absolutely in their prime here in professional wrestling. Not a step lost by either one of these competitors, but right now, PME showing that this moment is not too big for them.
That's what you saw right there, Bill Alfonso. Just something as little as pulling Alex Shelley back to his butt on the mat. Just those little things that Bill Alfonso brings to the table for PME.
And the unique split of this crowd. It's AIW Against the World, bringing in many people who may not be regular AIW viewers. Obviously, I brought it up here on Triller TV Plus, but the same is true here of the live experience as folks made their way to Cleveland for this monstrous weekend of professional wrestling being kicked off by AIW Against the World. They are very familiar with the Motor City Machine Guns, and Philly perhaps was feeling the good vibes a little bit too much.
Yeah, now he's feeling the middle rope, middle turnbuckle there. Alex Shelley driving him hard.
There's the tag to Marino, and it's Marino's going to keep Alex Shelley from making the tag. But Shelley does not get flustered by that side headlock. And these two just showing exactly what we mean when we talk about them as the preeminent tag team available today. The biggest free agents, arguably, in professional wrestling today. So many people waiting with bated breath to see what their next move is. It may just be to become AIW Tag Team Champions tonight.
Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley taking a second. Shelley keeping an eye on Fonzie.
And has some words for Jake Clemens. As Clemens was telling him he needed to get out of the ring since Sabin is the legal man. Sabin snapmare over, now cinches that cravat, brings the leg between for some added leverage as he cranks forward on the neck of Marino Tenaglia, who fights his way back to his feet, but he manages to turn Marino. Even as Marino fights his way out, he turned Marino's body, so he forced him into the Motor City Machine Guns corner.
Taking another tag. Oh.
Double clothesline, slipping through into straightjacket position. That time there is no countering out, and Shelley, as I said, very familiar with PME, knows all about him, knows just how well known Philly is for that hot temper.
Yes.
That he can bait him in and get in his head. Fonzie trying to will Marino into this. Jay Clemens again taking issue with just how far into the ring he was.
Unfortunately, Marino on the wrong side of the ring. Finds himself right back in that Motor City Machine Guns corner. Bill Alfonso might get his... I'm telling you, he's got to be careful. You do not want to get your guys disqualified here.
And there's that exactly what I'm talking about with Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley was setting up Marino, looked to Irish whip him across, and knew that he was going to send him right into a dangerous territory of a potential blind tag from Philly Collins. And instead, Philly blindly gets booted off the ring apron before Sabin snapping down that bulldog. And Chris Sabin drags Marino back to the mat. 2 count only on the hook of the leg.
2 count only. Fonzie.
Fonzie again on the wrong side of the ring there.
Trying to get Marino back into this thing.
Alex Shelley gets the feet in the ropes so Marino could be driven into them face first before that tag is made. Shelley double checking on just where Philly Collins is before he gets that straight jacket across the neck, kicks the feet out, drops Marino down. Now looking back, just the look.
Oh.
And Philly, though, manages to get past Jay Clemens, pair of right hands, but then eats that knee lift from Sabin, who sends it back to the outside.
Alex Shelley just ate those jabs from Philly Collins.
Snapping Marino back across the knees, using those straight-jacketed arms as leverage.
Tell you what, the Motor City Machine Guns, not just pretty faces. Those faces can take a beating.
And there you saw it. Shelley was comfortably able to back up into the corner because Philly was nowhere to be found, looked for the kick, but it is caught by Marino. There's that tornado kick, hits right on the ear of Alex Shelley. Shelley's equilibrium just knocked completely out, gives Marino the opportunity he needed to make the tag. Philly in, Shelley though kicks him away. Shelley makes the lunge over to Sabin. Sabin ducks, basement drop kick, takes Marino down, catches Philly coming in with the boot.
Going at the knees of Marino.
Missile drop kick out of Sabin. Sabin up and over. Drive by, just kicking right through the sternum of Marino Tenaglia. Philly charges right into that shoulder block in the midsection. Slingshot rolled through. Shelley's right behind him. Roaring elbow kick combined with the clothesline. Sabin has him up. Just snapping him down into an elevated neck breaker almost out of that position, but it's still only good for 2.
The Machine Guns absolutely suffocating with the pace. Every time PME turn around, Shelley or Sabin are there.
And how many times, Dustin, have we seen it in tag team wrestling when that tag comes, when one man had been isolated, the tag comes, and the team that gets that tag takes over in that matchup. The partner comes in ahead of steam and just runs through his opponents. The Motor City Machine Guns managed to completely mitigate the fact that Philly Collins was so fresh in this matchup.
They're doing actually stacking them.
Getting a hold. Oh, that missile drop kick out of Sabin. Sabin reminding Shelley just who he needs to make the cover on, who the legal man is.
Oh, Alfonso.
Fonzie just pulled Clemens out of the ring. That was it. The Motor City Machine Guns have the AW Tag Team titles won.
What a win that would have been, debuting, winning the titles.
And Clemens arguing with Fonzie on this. And Clemens shows a little respect. Normally he would have been quick on the trigger, I think, to throw Fonzie out in that situation. Spinning back kick out of Sabin. He gets the tag in. Philly on his feet. Rear waistlock out of Shelley, but he gets out of the way. The kick from Sabin. The first miscalculation we've seen out of the Motor City Machine Guns, and PME looks to take advantage. Inverted atomic drop. Leg lariat out of Marino. Marino charges in, caught wheelbarrow position into that assisted senton. Senton out of Philly. Marino with the cover. Hook of the leg, 2. Shelley in to break it up. Philly had rolled away, did not see Shelley coming, or else this match might have been over.
PME in full control right now. Almost a perfect match up until that moment out of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Marino in, Sabin sends him up and over, lands on his feet. European uppercut, Inzugiri combo. Philly drags Sabin out. Double stomp, spiking the DDT. Marino cover, hook of the leg, 2. And no, Sabin is out. I was going to say Shelley is nowhere to be found. Down on ringside.
So close. Marino. Looks like he's calling for Sunset Dreams.
Looking to finish this off.
Chris Sabin finding himself in no man's land right now. Send him off.
And indeed, Sunset Dreams. No, Sabin was ready for it. Drops the feet, kicks Marino away. Tornado DDT on Philly Collins, and just extended their opportunity at the AIW Tag Team titles that much longer. Fireman's carry position. Shelley with the go behind. Sabin pulls him out, hits Marino with the ace cutter.
Just like that, Motor City Machine Guns back on top.
Philly Collins, though, up. He's got jabs and chops. Shelley catches him in. Manhattan drop, basement drop kick, diving into that reverse neck.
Philly Collins' neck nowhere to go but backwards.
And he rolls out of the ring, and now the Motor City Machine Guns have Marino where they want him, 2-on-1.
It's not looking good for Marino. Marino's slipping out.
Sends Sabin into Shelley. Shelley falling off the top rope. Marino stacks Sabin down, center of the ring, 2 and 3. PME does it!
Whoa!
And PME in there with their idols, making their defense as they began their 4th reign as AIW Tag Team Champions. AIW against the world, the wrestling world's eyes on Absolute Intense Wrestling, and the moment is not too big for PME as they prove why they are one of the best up-and-coming tag teams in independent wrestling today, picking up a victory over a tag team with the pedigree of the Motor City Machine Guns. And
Machine Guns seem a little feisty right now. Machine Guns wrestled almost a perfect match.
And the Machine Guns said, there is only one thing to be done. The Motor City Machine Guns, in a sign of respect, fasten the AIW Tag Team titles around the waist of the champs and raise their hands in victory. PME continue to stake their claim as one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling today. And a sign of respect for Fonzie. The Motor City Machine Guns, as you said, a near flawless match. And made the mistake when it counted most. Marino took advantage of it. And PME continue to build their record of the most time spent as AIW Tag Team Champions. And what a victory it was.